Hi, Grace family. My name is Amy May. During probably the end of high school into, the beginning of college, I'd really started to struggle with self-image and just kind of confidence, I guess you could say. I was really super upbeat, and I guess you just wouldn't be able to tell from the outside what was going on inside. I was very much skilled at beating myself up, of telling myself, you're not good enough. Even on a faith side of things, whatever I would read in the Word, I'd very much believe it was true for others, but not for me. I was in a place where I very easily let whatever the enemy wanted to say about me in extremely easily, and I would feed it too. Again, no one knew that this was going on in my life. I hadn't shared it with anyone. I remember it was the summer between freshman year and sophomore year of college. I was actually returned to my church's youth camp to be a youth leader for the summer. Every night, kind of after the day was over, all of the youth leaders would get together with our kind of adult leaders, and we would just kind of go over the day, and we would pray for each other and stuff. And I remember there was one night, I just had one of those lovely moments where the Lord tells you that you need to do something, and I'm just sitting there literally having an argument with God, like, no. I remember, we had already kind of been at it for a while, and it was super late, and I was like, okay, Lord, like, if they don't wrap this up, like, if this person goes and they don't wrap it up, like, I'll do it. It was kind of like one of those, like, compromise things. It's like, okay. I remember that person prayed, and I was saved because the leader was like, okay, like, it's getting kind of late, guys. Like, we don't really want to end this, but we want to make sure that you guys get some sleep. So I'm sitting there thinking, like, thank God, like, I don't have to say anything. And this guy who, like, was part of my youth group just looks at me, and we were not, like, friends. Like, we'd been going to church for a while, but, like, we weren't, like, people who hung out. We didn't know each other that well, apart from just, like, going to church together and going to youth group. He looks at me and he's like, no, I think you have something to share. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, why? And I was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, no, like, I really think that you have something to share. And I was like, oh gosh. But the minute I shared it, I just felt so free. I had been healed in that moment. That, obviously it's still something that sometimes is a temptation to give into, and, it wasn't like it was at all. Like, I really, to a degree, was very trapped before, and very, I guess I would say enslaved or in bondage to depression. And after that night, it's something I struggle with, but I was what I consider to be healed.